In today's take, I want to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. And in this take, I want to talk about the biggest issue that I see with the Lakers that they'll continue to have going forward. Now, before we get into that, though, please like, subscribe, also hit the notification bell, just so you get the newest and the bonus content first. We put out content every day, so you won't miss any content here. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. So, the Lakers, man, it's definitely been a roller coaster with this team. You know, they definitely had an up and down season. They definitely been one of the teams that a lot of people put in the NBA Finals before the season even started. Then along with the new the Brooklyn Nets. And so far, both teams really haven't lived up to expectations so far. Now, the Nets, of course, a lot of people will say because of Kyrie, but that really is no excuse. You got the best player, so-called best player in the world, and Kevin Durant there, which I do think he's one of the best players in the world. So it's really no excuse for any mishaps on their behalf. Now, of course, James Harden, we have to see how he pans out, with his hamstring and his nagging injuries and the rule changes and all these things that seem to be affecting his game. But that's a whole nother story. But I mean, and right now the Nets are not doing bad either. They're doing pretty decent. It's just that they haven't really beaten any really good teams, really. They struggle against the good teams and they're beating the bad ones. But to make a long story short, on that topic, when I look at this situation here with the Lakers, they're basically going through something that you never see the Lakers go through, and that's adversity early part of the season, and they really look confused. They look confused when they're out there on the court. They don't even look like a well put together team. They look like a team that has a bunch of talent, a bunch of talented guys, a bunch of guys who know how to play the game of basketball, put the ball in the basket, but there's just a level of IQ that a lot of them don't possess because there are several players on there who haven't won a championship. And, when you look at some of the big names on there, Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, players like that, they haven't won championships. And those type players are a big part of the Laker nation right now. And when you look at it, when you look at Lakerland and those two players right there specifically, those are the two that the Lakers are expecting a lot out of, but they're not getting the production out of them in regards to helping them win. They're getting production out of them, but the Lakers are still finding themselves losing games they should win, and they're finding themselves being down in series that they find themselves being down in games where they actually should be the team up because they have more talent, firepower, superstardom, and of course they got LeBron James. So when you look at that in its entirety, the biggest issue that I talked about in the beginning of this video, the biggest issue I see with the Lakers that doesn't seem to be getting better, and I don't think it's going to get better no time soon, is their defense. They're allowing teams to score, run up down the floor all day long on them. They can't stop anybody. They really just don't have the pieces to stop anybody in regards to making the necessary plays on defense to give them a better chance on offense to get more offensive opportunities to score. Now, when I say they don't have, the clientele, is because it's almost as if the players they do have, none of them play defense. Carmelo's never been known to play defense. He's known to be an offensive guy. Russell Westbrook, never been known to play defense. Not his thing. You got maybe a few other players on there, who are really not known for defense. And, to be quite honest with you, LeBron James, he's then got older. So the fact that you look at him as a defensive guy where he can make defensive plays, LeBron can't even make defensive plays the way he used to. So it's like when you look at this team, they're just not playing the way they're supposed to because the defense is not giving them that extra boost of energy on one end of the floor to carry over to the other end. And Anthony Davis is not playing defense either. And I really don't understand that because I think Anthony Davis a few years ago or several years ago when he was with the Pelicans, I believe he was in the running for Defensive Player of the Year a couple times. So, it's like he has defensive ways in him, but it's just they're not coming out. It's almost like when Anthony Davis doesn't play well offensively, his defense is non-existent. So they have players on there who have superstardom on offense, but they have a lot of struggles on defense. And if you can't stop anybody, you are not going far in this league. First of all, they went 3 overtimes with the Sacramento Kings. I don't think a Lakers team ever in the past went 3 overtimes with anybody, but let alone if it was going to be a team, it wouldn't be Sacramento Kings. Because that's a team you should beat, because you definitely have more firepower. You definitely have the better players, and you definitely have the better organization overall. So, just in general, just on the strength of your team is way more star-studded than theirs, and you have LeBron James, you got to beat a team like that. That's just the way it is. And the fact that they found themselves losing to a team like that they should beat, it raises eyebrows on defensively with this team, because it's like, you can't stop Buddy Hield. You can't stop De'Aaron Fox. You can't stop Marvin Bagley the third. Not good.
Not good at all. And it's definitely not good enough to win a championship. So the Lakers are going to have to regroup, figure some things out. Frank Vogel's going to have to do better with his lineup changes. They look pathetic sometimes. Sometimes the Lakers will be up in games and he'll put out a lineup full of nothing but young guys and a lot of inexperience. And it looks ridiculous, because if you have a lead and you put that type of lineup out there starting the fourth quarter, you can lose the lead. And this is what I'm saying. Coaching, gameplay from the players, both ends of the floor is just bad for the Lakers. Not a good look. Got to figure out a way to make it right. But hey, that's my take on the situation. Leave any comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And hey, Khaliis out.